Janet add in?
I don't have anything in particular. We're still working through a bazillion little fine points like food and who are going to get to be quote unquote vendors, but we're not charging them. So we'd like them just to provide information about what they do. And we're looking for more people than last year because we're going to serve cake this year.
Oh.
Cool. Bonnie, you weren't here. You're making the cake. Just thought I'd let you know that.
There you go. So we're going to have a proper birthday celebration with cake.
Very exciting.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
It'll be good.
So that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Do we want to have any discussion, any thoughts on who we would like to invite at this time, or do we want to wait another month?
I'm open to discussing for a few minutes if we have time.
Okay,
So for those who were not there last year, we had about 7 or 8 organizations, I won't call them vendors, but organizations who were there. We had the Commission for the Blind with Michelle. Is she on today?
Yep.
Okay. We had the Disabilities Board of Charleston County.
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, Michelle. We had Accessibility, Charleston County Parks, Be the Change, Elderton Conversions. What else am I missing? I have a list.
Heart.
Heart, yes.
yeah, we had the heart people.
Did you have transportation?
We did not have transportation. But I'll share photos with the commission, so you all will see who all was there. But we're open to more discussion on who we'd like to see, who we'd like to have in attendance.
There's also an organization I'm involved in with called the Family Resource Center for Children with Special Needs and Disabilities. They've definitely started doing more lately, so they might be interested. They have more bandwidth, I think.
See if we can get Carter there.
We can aim for Carter as well.
I have one group that is a Downs group, and I don't know the name off the top of my head, but I thought they would be fun to have there too.
And I would like to invite Camp Rise Above.
And there's also the neurodivergent group with Tony Boucher that might be interesting. She may only attend, but it would be nice to have her have a table if she can.
And then also the South Carolina Spinal Cord Injury Association and Trident Head Injury.
Biggs.
Yes, that acronym.
And we might want to include in the MS groups, there are more than a few MS support groups around that might be interested in coming.
There's also, that's another thing I'm involved with, the like the society's official chapter here. I can, if anyone wants me to ask Ann Walpole, is her name,
I didn't hear what you said.
I'm sorry. I can reach out to them or whatever. I mean, I go to those meetings all the time too. So
Oh,
they just threw me a baby shower this week. So
that's nice.
What's the name of that group?
the MS, it's like through the society, MS connection or something
Okay.
like that. So
Anybody who thinks of more, please let us know because we'd like to give them enough advance notice. I think if they know by May, that should probably be fine. But if you think of others, please let us know.
we want to keep it? I was just thinking of who we've mentioned so far, a sort of celebration, I mean, as it should be a celebration, but also expanding to folks like vendors like at Ilderton or someone with like an interesting thing like that, or just keep it more of a celebration. You know what I mean, it's public regardless, but
Yeah. I'm gonna defer to Alex on that because Alex is,
What do you mean by other vendors?
I mean, if anyone has something, I don't know, if there's some for the attendees to learn about, like Ilderton and the parks and other,
oh, that's right.
Charleston
County Parks had a table last year.
Yes, Charleston County Parks had a table. So yeah, I think any other organizations that serve people with disabilities, we're welcome to have them as well. I was just thinking, as you said, that Griswold Home Care is one of the agencies I use. So I would like for them to be out there if they're available. And then I see Annette has her hand raised.
Yeah, I was just thinking of Joe Moore's group as well,
Adaptive
at
Expedition.
Adaptive Expeditions, yeah.
I haven't seen much from him lately, but yeah. Definitely.
He's gotten nationwide,
Yeah.
so.
I use a home care, well, his name is escaping me right now. I'll think of it and let you guys know.
Okay, just let me know.
I don't know why I haven't asked.
I'm not, there are some home agencies that don't really deal with people with disabilities. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
And I'm not real excited about having people, I want people who have a relationship and an affinity for people with disabilities.
Okay,
Does the
Because
Red
otherwise
Cross-
they're gonna get irritated.
yeah, that makes
Does
sense.
the Red Cross ever go out anywhere anymore?
Not to my
Okay,
knowledge.
all right.
Some sort of, there's a new Charleston County head of disasters. He might be interested to come.
I think that presents an opportunity because there's, yeah, that would. Again, if they can just come for an hour or so, I mean, we realize, if this is on a Friday, is that correct?
This is a Wednesday.
Wednesday, I'm sorry.
Wednesday.
Must have the wrong day. It's 23rd.
No, we changed it. It's the 23rd now, though.
Yeah, 23rd.
It's a Wednesday, okay. Because I know we've had a lot of questions about during disasters, what to do. I think this is an opportunity.
And that still has her hand raised. I don't know if it's for something.
I always have questions. about it.
Annette, I see your hand is still raised. Do you have another comment?
Yeah, I was just going to second with Bonnie's suggestion, because especially in July, we're in the smack middle of storm season. So having Red Cross, who might be able to, shed a little light on what is available and process and all, could be very helpful.
Absolutely. Do you all think we should have like durable medical companies there, like PHC or Motion? I don't quite see them fitting in for this exactly, but I mean, they're part of the community to an extent.
If we do the same thing we did last year, where, we had the speaker, and then we had each group tell a little bit about themselves. Then, having the emotions there and all them there, but it's just gonna be real time consuming. Then the people won't have enough time to get up and go talk to them themselves.
Yeah, we might structure that around the room thing we did last year, where each organization spoke for a couple minutes. I think we'll have more, give people more time to go around to each table.
Right.
Instead of having them come up to the mic and speak, so
Yeah.
that might be a little bit better this go round.
That's
Yeah.
a lot. You have a lot that, yeah, that's a good bit.
Because we had 5, 6 tables last year,
Yeah, so we
and
will,
we're up to 12-ish now.
Oh, yeah, easily. It's 9 new ones added, so, yeah.
That's a speaker.
So I think that's a good running list so far.
Good to start, yeah.
We'll definitely can add more if anyone thinks of anyone else. But it's a good start.
And it still has your
And then do you have another comment?
Sorry, I forgot to take my hand down. We'll do it now.
Good start.
It's all for me.
All right. And to put it back in my calendar on the new day.
Fair enough.
All right, our next item is a discussion of items of importance following exchange ideas of the City of Charleston building officials that was held last meeting. So Janet did a survey, if you will, and y'all have the results right there. So the results in no particular order, where 4 people wanted barrier-free entry. 3 people wanted power assist doors. 1 wanted visual fire alarms. 2 people wanted public transportation captions. Remember by that, we were meaning, we wanted it to say on the bus at each stop where you were, instead of just announcing it. Because the person that can't hear,
And in airports too.
and the same in the airports. Tell you a story about the airport. Then accessible aisle spaces.
Well,
and-
the handicap
and
parking,
the
excuse me,
handicap parking was,
Maria put down a vote for that
oh, she did?
in the last few minutes, yeah.
All right, we got one for the
I'm gonna vote
handicap
for that one,
parking.
too.
There you
And then accessible aisles, that's the problem if you go into restaurants and you're in a chair.
And
Right.
this is Daisy.
Pardon?
This is Daisy. Daisy's saying, can we go back to one item?
Sure.
Yeah. So again, this is Daisy talking about the airport. It is very important because I know I've been on an airplane before and there have been no visual announcements, and other people knew what was going on because they could hear those announcements. And for me, I was lost. I had to ask people, and sometimes I get that information, sometimes I don't, but to have that information in a visual format would be wonderful.
Does
And for the
Daisy wear a
budget.
hearing aid at all?
I do have hearing aids, but it allows me to detect sound. When someone is talking, I cannot understand the individual words.
Okay. All right. The, when they were redoing the airport, the Charleston Sertoma Club offered to, there's a system that you can put in, and it goes to the frequency of all hearing aids. So whenever they make the announcement, it actually goes through your hearing aids. And the Charleston Sertoma Club offered to do that for the airport for free. We were gonna wire it for free.
Yeah, unfortunately,
No
this is
cost to them.
that wouldn't help me, unfortunately.
No, I understand that wouldn't help her. But for other folks, and they turned it down. I don't know why they turned it down. They said that they didn't want to mess with anything that did any transmitting. So,
Fear is why they turned it down.
yep.
Okay. That's a shame.
Okay, so anyway, moving right along. Signs for permanent rooms at the door with braille. That's kind of obvious. 2 people had that. 1 person wanted a 36 wide accessible room.
Maria wanted that too.
Oh, Maria wanted that too, sorry. too. And again, is we set up, as I said earlier, you go into restaurants, you go anywhere. It's hard to find a 36-inch aisle. Most wheelchairs can get by on 28 inches, but we all know that's crowded. You run into somebody's chair. And you always run into the guy's chair that's not happy that you did it. And his chair's halfway in the aisle. But he's the guy you run into, and he's the guy that does it. When you say, oh, I'm sorry, he just looks at you with a glare like, the hell are you doing? Or gal. I'm from New England, guys, this is a generic term, sorry. Accessible bathrooms, 2 people wanted that.
Plus
Grab-
Maria,
3.
very,
Grab bars and toilet height were a problem, and of course, reachable soap and towel dispensers.
nobody cares about reachable soap towels.
But, you know, if the bathroom has the automatic ones, you can just wave your hand and it spits some out. Just keep waving your hand, it'll spit out more. Sorry. Didn't mean to make light of it, but it is a problem and it is an issue in some places. So, the city, well, I'll let Janet report on what the city's gonna do about what we gave them.
Should we leave it like this? Is this the order to put it in, like votes order?
Pretty much, I think we all want barrier-free entry. Everybody with a wheelchair and with a walker wants barrier-free entry. And, it amazes me. We're getting older and older and older. And old people need more room to walk than young people. It's true. I mean, when I was young, I'd go down here and I'd turn to the side and keep on going. Now I turn to the side and somebody would have to pick me up. I don't understand why the society doesn't understand it's getting older.
It doesn't want to.
Everybody's buying 2-story houses. Wait till they get old. Then 1-story houses will be valuable.
A 1-story house with a ramp, believe it or not, appraises for higher than you possibly believe on a roll-in shower.
Oh, I
really-
know.
They really appraise well.
I tried to find one. And I couldn't even find one. Okay, so we want to leave it in this order, or do we want to change it some? Oh, I'm sorry. Annette? You have your hand up.
Yeah, sorry. One of the things that when this discussion made me think of, and it goes back to the ADA celebration, do we want to invite an organization that helps with universal design if we're talking about accessible housing and stuff? Because, and also as we are talking about all of these things, that's why, Ron, to your point about the aging population, I think in everything we do, we're gonna have to appeal to people's enlightened self-interest and say that you may not have Parkinson's or MS or, whatever, but guess what? Eventually, we are all going to need these accommodations. And to help prime the pump a little bit for more interest and engagement on the part of those who are not disabled at this point.
Your point is good.
Do we know of a organization that would be able to come in for that?
May I take a little detour for a minute and tell you what I did about universal design today?
Sure.
Our design center that's currently at 75 Calhoun Street, I have asked the director to come speak to us in April or May, I'm not sure which will be better for her, about the concept of universal design. And so we're kind of moving in that direction.
That would be good to have someone there for people to go talk to.
She's good. She's real good, actually. I don't know if she's real good on universal design. She's good on design in general. So haven't heard back from her because I only sent it today.
All right,
So I will type this up as is and send it. I'll share it with y'all, of course, but I'll also share it with the building inspectors who were here at the last meeting. I have already sent them a thank you note for taking their time to be here with us. But I think they'll appreciate that we prioritize certain things.
very good. You, Miss Janet, are up next.
I was told that of our members, hold on, look at the members page. We have 3 members that will technically have their terms end at the end of March. Those 3 are Daisy Francis, Annette Nielsen, and Michelle Scott. I'm happy for all 3 of them to apply to continue to stay on. The system in the city website does not work fabulously right now. So if you would, let me tell you, the system is just to send me an email saying you want to stay on. We have 1 vacant spot. We have received a application for that spot already. And so we'll see what comes out of this. Just in the FYI of it all, in 2026 in March, the 4 people whose terms will be up are Ron Ferretra, Amy Hatton, Alex Jackson, and Maria Saxon. And then in 2027, in September, I don't know why, but that's what it is. In September of 2027, we have Mark Drohan, Bonnie Gilreath, Trey Hemphill, and Jane Mattingly. Marka Rogers and Martinique, okay? So that's just so you kind of know where it is in terms of things. There has never been a problem with continuing to be a commissioner. If something changes in that, I'll let you know, but I don't see anything that's going to change particularly in that. So send me an email, please, if you would like to remain on the commission. I already told you that in April or May, either one, I've invited Morgan Gunlatch from the Civic Design Center to come talk to us about universal design. And for the other month, after Morgan tells me what's suits her the best, for the other month, I would like to invite the Charleston area traffic safety people. They have a federal grant still that is going to figure out safety areas. And it has been interesting for me to hear, I've been in a couple meetings now. It's been interesting to hear that they don't quite understand what people with disabilities require or experience. Like the intermittent head buttons. So
Is this a city committee? I'm confused.
it's a city and a cog, both. So when they put in the head buttons, apparently nobody created a maintenance plan. So we have to do, a little bit further, just a little further. So I would like them to come whichever month Morgan doesn't come. So y'all start thinking of areas of concern. One of the areas I had concerns reported to me about was Wapu Road, where people couldn't cross Wapu Road with a crosswalk to safely get to a bus stop. One area of concern was
I think that's already under design, isn't it?
I don't know. We'll see. Sam Rittenberg Boulevard, and the problem with that was people who were blind were walking down the shoulder of the road. And they found it very frightening, actually. I've had a few other complaints that are similar, like in downtown. There's Barbara Delia, who was a previous commissioner, was always irritated about a crosswalk on Calhoun Street. And it just doesn't seem to get all the way done to fixing it. So that's what we're working on, is think of those type places that are really irritating. Did Marka join us? No, okay. Marka was worried about the intersection of John and King and the intersection of Calhoun and Cumming. Yeah, so both of those, so there are problems along the way. This is a time that we can actually push it forward, put it into a safety focused study. So those are two things. And then the other thing I have is what we've done. So the city, you know, we presented to the city the goals. The goals were to find a list of buildings that require push button entries. And currently, I have now a list of the city-owned buildings, and we're on the way to getting a vendor to come look at them with me and capital projects manager so that we can get a proposal together and figure out what the cost will be. But it will have to be done in next year because, you know, fiscally, we can't do it without having money, even though we've lost policemen, I know, but we're working on it. Number 2, provide ADA parking to all city facilities. That's me, and I haven't gotten there from here because I've been busy doing other things. Look at here's the other one. Automated doors. Big list of automated doors. 1099 King Street is a boxing gym.
Yo,
And we received a complaint about that
what up?
didn't go through the commission, but that you can't get to the second floor. So we're bringing in the architect who redesigned that building to see if they can help get us an estimate on what it would take to make the second floor accessible. And Hampton Park, we talked about the entry into the restrooms. Apparently, they've been fixed. Nobody told me they were fixed. I haven't been back there because I couldn't use them. But they've been fixed. So it's been done, not to my credit. White Point at East Bay, we're working now on getting a proof for the sign to go in there. So that's really good. And the ramp or signage to Waterfront Gardens, Waterfront Park, we had talked about a southerly entrance to Waterfront Park that wasn't accessible. I learned that the Army Corps of Engineers is going to use part of Waterfront Park for their big wall that they may have to put up. So there won't be an opportunity to make a change there yet. We can do that in a minute, but there's no sense in doing it just yet. And the folks at Traffic and Transportation have checked both of the pad buttons and they work for them, which means we need maintenance, is what I'm learning from that. They're working on moving the parking space on Vanderhorst Street from beside the stump. So that was the closest one, was the logic in that thought process. Is there anything that I'm missing that y'all are concerned about that I am not, that I haven't included? I've addressed a lot of them so far, but not all of them yet.
Yeah, have they said anything about the Faber Street? The 5-foot access?
The Faber, excuse me, please.
I know that's gonna be a problem because it's cobblestone and blah, 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 blah.
Morgan's gonna help me with that too, I think. So what we do is we don't pull up the cobblestone. We fill around it.
Right.
And if you fill around it, you can take away the differences in elevation. That's the doors. What else? Other questions? Oh, there's the thing. I think that in 2026, there's every reason to think we will get push button door Title II access to all of the city buildings. I learned that there are some buildings on the list that the cooperation agreement doesn't have the city doing maintenance, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
No.
Like the
Oh,
bridge.
and I have not looked yet. Daisy had mentioned 1069 King Street. Does Daisy know what office is in there? Sorry, I should have phrased that differently. What office is in there, Daisy?
I'm actually trying to remember that. That's a good question. I think it's Palmetto. Trying to think. Palmetto.
Is it the Palmetto Project?
Action? I
Something
believe it's Palmetto
Services
Action.
Commission.
Yep.
Look at you.
But,
Okay. Okay.
So I've been working on trying to talk with them, but the ADA coordinator for the county has left. And so I don't actually know who to talk to. You see a commission on something?
Yeah, I can't make out the first word.
Okay. I will look at it further then. If you found it, I should find it too.
Bonnie, see if you can read the first word.
And that office is, let's see, they help with paying rent.
Human.
The
Human
utilities,
services.
other
Human
utilities,
Services Commission.
that's one of the things that they do.
Got it. I got it.
Is that county?
It is.
Okay.
Anything else that y'all have questions about?
They're working with you on Elliott Anson and Queen Street.
I haven't talked to
Wheelchair.
traffic and transportation yet. I've got to go talk with them.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna fix that.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure either, but we can try.
The way to fix it is make it one way, and good God, we got way too many one-way mess streets now.
Yeah, I received a complaint about the intersection of Archdale and Market from Canterbury House inhabitants. Yeah. And that should be, all four corners should be addressed starting April 15th. So we've got that
What was the issue?
moving, huh?
What was the issue?
The issue is their water grates at the bottom of broken up or too steep ramps. But the water grates run the way wheels would run instead of being perpendicular.
All right.
So we are getting that changed, and that will be in April. And I think that's all the complaints that I've
Volunteer for anything while you're gone.
been working on.
Me to work.
He's making the cake now? No, sorry.
No, he didn't volunteer for anything, only had to take the work call.
Oh, it was a work call, never mind. That's, we thought about where to put the accessible restrooms on each floor of the Gilliard, the push button ones. And the first floor one will probably be here by the public meeting room. And the second floor, they
Makes
think
sense.
by the elevator, so that's that for the notes, so.
Well, there's only one by the elevator.
On the second floor?
Yeah, you've got that one, you've got the Founder's Hall.
See, I didn't know what, I haven't been to the
All right,
Gilliard
yeah,
place
yeah,
for
yeah.
a while.
Is there a way to, so anyone coming to like a show here would have to still come? over to the
No,
show?
we're gonna do it on every floor. We're gonna do one
No,
on every
okay.
floor.
For the first
For
floor
the
you're
first floor
talking.
though,
Oh,
would this be,
Well,
there's not really any seating on the first level.
no, but we have public offices. So that's why we're
Just to
gonna,
be able to- That makes sense.
to do the first floor.
So are you building one for the third floor? Are you building one for the third floor? There's no restrooms on the third floor.
There are no restrooms. We're gonna take,
Okay, we have, you have the
One.
orchestra, you have dress circle. And then you have orchestra, box seats and dress circle.
Yeah,
So dress circle does not have restrooms, you are correct. But they can walk up to the other floor. It's, yeah.
right.
I know, I share that concern with you, but yeah, it is, I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to tell you yet. I'll look at it with the
Yeah.
vendor and the parks.
They have to take the elevator to go down.
Right, yeah, I've
'Cause I
seen
ushered
a few
there, yeah.
shows from Just Circle and
It's,
plan it, be back
I-
in 20 minutes, so.
I know, it's,
I didn't see- There's not one down the hall at the end by the stage.
not a dress
Mhm.
circle. You
Not
have
a
to go
dress circle.
upstairs or you have to go downstairs.
Honestly, I feel like if anything, they should have stopped selling accessible tickets to the Dress Circle because it's not accessible. If there's no restroom on there. you
I
know?
think, and that may be something that they, I know Janet's gonna be talking with them, so that may be something that
Yeah,
is discussed, is making people aware of that. Is because that's, my mother could not possibly make it down and up and
Yeah.
that, I mean, that's why we have to go orchestra.
right.
There's just no other option, yeah. And even then, you still have to wait for an elevator or go up the stairs, so.
Pricing wise, though, Dress Circle always seems to be what I'm trying to pay and see it, so.
Yeah, orchestra.
That's a whole-
And it's a nice
orchestra's
view, it's a
Yeah,
nice view.
Not the
Yeah, it's a
cheapest.
good view too, right? It's something to
Okay,
people consider.
thank you. That hadn't registered in my head. So,
And there's a lot of seating on that floor.
Yeah,
okay. So, anything else? That's all I have to report. If we're early, we're early.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you made all the announcements you had to make.
I'm excited about the upcoming speakers. That's gonna be great. That's good choices there.
All right, so our next meeting is April 18th. And I will tell myself it's not the last Friday of the month and it's not the second Friday of the month. I've come to both.
Gotta come to one in between those two.
just show up every Friday and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did this month.
He does. And then he calls me and says, "Where are you?"
She says, what are you doing there? And it's at 4 o'clock, not 5 o'clock. So hopefully my phone has it right now. I looked, it does for April, so.
Well, we have a new reminder procedure because the original email has to come out so early so that it can be published. And so the world can know about it. And then there was a gap in space. So now I'm sending another email on the Monday of the week we meet with the agenda again. And then another one on Friday. I was gonna do a text on Friday, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So we have to do it to
Yes, thank you. I just get that.
a email at the moment.
Does anybody on the commission have anything they want to say? Or add? He wants to even say happy belated St. Patrick's Day.
No.
All right, well, if nobody else has anything, I'm giving you 15 minutes back to your life.
I'll be sitting in traffic.
Woo-hoo, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
See everybody.
Got to do the adjournment.
Oh, yes, we will. I promise. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make motion to adjourn.
We're good.
Good. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for
Bye,
being here.
everybody. Thank you for being here.